Greetings. Looks like I finally figured out how to get this into landscape mode. So hopefully the videos will look a little better on mobile phones and other devices like that. Now, I mentioned something in the book which I did not verbalize in the original version of the video series. While the elemental centers and the final path of all are entirely original in concept and words, the same may not be said for the 5 main elemental paths. They are based on a tradition in the path I was brought into. I redesigned them with my own views in mind and in my own words. I would say that they're about 50% or more original content, some a little less, some a little more. As I express this in my voice, I have to give a lot of credit to my ex and former high priestess. The remainder of the book is entirely original, as are all of the other path ratings I have written, which are available on my YouTube channel. I also should say that the credit for the graphics accompanying each of these pathworking videos were done by my friend and wonderful graphic designer Sammy Wallingford, and all of them are also in my book. Obrigado, Sammy. Remember, this is a pathworking or guided meditation. It is intended to be watched or listened to while you are in a stable position, such as sitting or lying down on pillows, the floor, a comfortable chair, etc. Do not ever watch or listen to this while driving a motor vehicle of any kind or while bicycling or walking. That being said, welcome to the path of air. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and hold it in for a count of 2. When you release it, let it all out. Do this one more time. Deep breath. Hold it. Let it all out. And let this scene form around you in your mind's eye. You are seated in a large room in a comfortable chair. On the east wall is a large window that seems to open into nothing but air. Take a deep breath, but as you breathe out, follow the breath out of your body. Let it take you out the window and into the open air. If you look around, you will see all of the life in the air, birds darting here and there. You also see a great eagle pacing you. It seems to be regarding you with an uncanny intelligence. If you nod at it, it will nod back. You find that you can follow the thermals in the air and rise and fall as you please. Delight in the sensation of free flight, something that humans have dreamt of since the beginnings of the race. Look up at the clouds floating above you. Swoop up to the clouds and into them. The gray moisture obscures almost everything in sight, but you do see that the eagle is keeping pace with you. Now, rise above the clouds. See how they form a white spotty blanket below you. A blanket made of cotton balls, it looks like. If you look above, you can see the sky going from a deep blue to black as it reaches the upper atmosphere. You know that beyond that is the infinite cosmos. That will wait for another time when you are better prepared to face it. Now let yourself glide down, back below the clouds. You see the earth form below you. You see flat plains and an occasional farm without buildings. You feel the wind picking up, and above you, you see the clouds darken to an odd, reflected shade of green-blue. One cloud in particular catches your eye. A tendril of it seems to be reaching down towards you, and before you can react, it has caught you up. You feel yourself whirling around and around. And then You feel the whirlwind begin to descend toward the farms below. As it reaches a barn, the barn seems to implode, and quite a bit of it is gathered up in the swirling mass, along with grass, dirt, and various tools. Miraculously, none of it touches you as it is carried along in its circular flight. The swirling mass seems to rise and fall at random, sometimes catching a building, a car, or farm equipment, and sometimes it lands on open ground. In the path behind it, you see debris scattered carelessly. After a short period of time, you feel the winds lessening, and the wind dissipates completely, leaving you dizzy but unharmed. The great eagle swoops back and forth in front of you. You realize that it's trying to get your attention. It bends a wing gently, as if beckoning you to follow it. You nod, and it swoops off towards the east. As it descends, you see a strange sight. It is a glade in the middle of an odd collection of scenery. To the north is a great forest, stretching beyond the horizon. To the west, you see a rocky cliff face, descending towards a beach. The sea beyond the cliff reaches out to the horizon, and the oddest bit lies to the south, because there, a desert landscape marches right up to and ends abruptly in the lush grass of the glade. You notice that there is a crude stone altar standing directly in the center of the grassy area. Standing next to it are two people. They hold between them a large, loosely woven wicker basket. The eagle lands in a tree which stands alone on the east side of the glade. Allow yourself to land gently in the grass. The two figures you noticed earlier walk up to you, and you look inside and realize that the basket which they carry contains items associated with air. They set the basket on the ground before you and step back. Slowly understanding their intent, you begin to choose those things that speak most closely to you of air, and place them on the altar at the east side. When you are done, one of them hands you an incense holder. Then they take up the basket once again. You feel a breeze tugging at you, and the two figures start to bend with the wind, and then they dissolve into it. Take one final look around you and remember this place. You will be back, because this is your personal, sacred space. Now close your eyes and take a deep breath, and you are back in the room from which you started, facing the east window. It doesn't look out onto emptiness now, but onto possibility. You notice that there are shelves around the window, and they contain some of the items which you picked from the basket. Settle back into the chair, close your eyes, and let yourself come back down to the physical plane. Come back to the ordinary world now. Begin to become aware of where you are sitting, aware of your own body and the things going on around you. Allow yourself to stretch. Let your muscles stretch out before opening your eyes and moving. Now, before we go, I have a couple of questions for you to consider while it's still fresh in your mind. Number one, were you hesitant to go out through the window? If so, you may want to try it again if you haven't gotten all the way through it. 2. What items representing air did you pick? 3. What does your incense holder look like? Is it for cone, stick, or loose incense? Think on that. And as always, bright blessings. And may the element of air fuel your intelligence and curiosity, but never overwhelm you. Mark Silver out. For now.